Is Ohio State the new national title favorite in 2024? Look, the Buckeyes are always national title contenders, right? But the last few years have been unacceptable by their standards. And that's crazy to say when you look at Ryan Day's record and see that he's 53-8 in 5 full seasons as head coach of the Buckeyes. But Day is just 2-4 in postseason games. He's only made a national title appearance 1 time in 3 college football playoff appearances. They have failed to make or win the Big Ten title in 3 straight years because they've lost to Michigan 3 years in a row. But now the Buckeyes are looking to change all of that. They're looking at this as the year they finally break through, retake the Big Ten, and maybe retake the college football throne. They're going all out with the NIL money. They're going all out with the recruiting by taking all the top players across the country to try to go win their first national championship since 2014. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. Ready to break down Ohio State. Are they the team to beat in 2024? Not just in the Big Ten, but on the national stage. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks and including our website over on thegridironexpert.com. Exclusive content there, guys, to get you through this entire offseason because, again, here at the Gridiron Expert, college football never dies. The season never ends here at our channel. We will have nonstop college football content for you right here. So make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos. And let's enjoy college football 365, baby. 24/7, 365. So let's take a look at Ohio State, guys. I mean, again, this is a team that always expects to win big. And again, they've produced great seasons, 53-8 over 5 years, but they haven't won a natty since 2014, coming up on 10 years of that, back in the first year of the college football playoff era. Losing to Michigan 3 years in a row, obviously very highly unacceptable for Ohio State. But they're making a lot of changes, and let's just break them down. First off, coaching changes, right? Bill O'Brien comes in as the new offensive coordinator for the Buckeyes. Some say that's a good hire. Some say it's a bad hire. Bill O'Brien, kind of a journeyman throughout the football world, was the head coach at Penn State, was the head coach for the Houston Texans, served as the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots, not just this last season, but also years ago in the Tom Brady era. You look back, he was offensive coordinator with Nick Saban at Alabama. So he's coached with some of the best. He's been at some of the best. And overall, he's been a relatively successful coach or coordinator everywhere he has been. And he's going to have a lot of new pieces to work with on the offensive side of the ball. And it starts at quarterback. Kyle McCord surprised a lot of people by transferring out of Ohio State to go to Syracuse. And so what did the Buckeyes do? They said, all right, we'll go get Will Howard from Kansas State. And to me, I think this is a bit of a quarterback upgrade. Some people say Will Howard is just another Kyle McCord, and I would disagree with that. Howard has thrown for over 5,700 yards and 48 touchdowns in his Kansas State career, had 19 rushing touchdowns as well, including a career-high 9 rushing touchdowns in 2023. I think he's a great fit for this offense. I think he's a very, very good, dare I say, elite quarterback. I think he's going to do very well in this offense, going to do very well in Columbus. And that's also because he's going to have a lot of weapons to work with. He's got Emeka Egbuka coming back. He surprised a lot of people by not going pro. He decided to come back for another year at Ohio State, had 515 yards in 2023, but had over 1,100 reception yards in 2022. He is also paired with Jeremiah Smith, who was the #1 recruit and obviously the #1 wide receiver in the 2024 class. So quarterback is taken care of. The wide receiver core taken care of, despite the loss of Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh, you want quarterback depth, by the way. What if Will Howard goes down? What if he doesn't pan out? They've got a 5-star quarterback in Julian Sayin transferring in from Alabama, giving them depth and possibly giving Ohio State a quarterback of the future. So quarterback depth is there. Wide receiver depth is there. Running back depth is there. Ohio State adding Quinshawn Judkins from Ole Miss, the #1 running back in the transfer portal, rushed for over 1,100 yards his last season, along with 15 touchdowns. And in 2022, had over 1,500 yards and 16 touchdowns. So back-to-back, at least 1,100-yard seasons, over 30 touchdowns during those 2 years with Ole Miss. He is there now, paired with Travion Henderson, who, like Emeka Egbuka, chose to come back to Ohio State for another season. He rushed for 926 yards and 11 touchdowns in 2023. So you've got a dangerous 1-2 punch at running back. You've got a dangerous quarterback who also has good mobility. You've got a great wide receiver core. The offensive line's bound to be solid, especially with the addition of Seth McLaughlin, the center transferring in from Alabama. So Ryan Day and this team, man, they poached from Alabama. They poached from Ole Miss. They went to Kansas State. They just kind of dipped everywhere. Lured these guys in with the culture, lured these guys in with that NIL money. That offense completely revamped despite losing so much through the transfer portal and the NFL draft. Has a chance to be even better than they were in 2023. And that's a dangerous thing to think about. It's even more dangerous to think that the defense for Ohio State could be better than they were in 2023. This was a top 5 unit from last season. And now they've returned tons on that side of the ball. They returned their 2 best cornerbacks in Denzel Burke and Jordan Hancock, both back for another year. That's massive. But then they added the number 1 player in the transfer portal in safety Caleb Downs from Alabama. He was absolutely insane with the Crimson Tide last year, leading Alabama with 107 tackles in 2023. And that commitment from Downs was a shock to everybody. I think a lot of people had him pegged to go to Georgia. You know, it felt like Caleb Downs was going to go from Bama, go play for Kirby Smart in Georgia. Then we get the alert that he's going to Ohio State. Shocked us all. With Burke and Hancock and Downs, this is an Ohio State defense that could be the best passing defense in the country in 2024. Maybe the best overall defense in the entire country. And that's just including the secondary. It doesn't include the guys coming back in the front 7. This is an Ohio State team led by Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator, that was elite last year defensively, will be again this year, and will be, I think, another top 5 unit. Defense wins championships. Got to have an offense to complement it. They've got all of that. And you look at the schedule for Ohio State, it is extremely favorable. Not only is the playoff now getting expanded to 12 teams, which is massive. 1 loss does not derail your season. 2 losses maybe does not even derail your season if they are quality losses. Ohio State may not lose a single game. The non-conference, unlike last year, is a breeze. You know, last year in the non-conference, they had some very difficult games. One of them, of course, coming against Notre Dame in South Bend. This year, Akron, Western Michigan, Marshall in the non-conference. It's going to be a breeze, right? You look at the conference slate. The Big Ten, of course, is expanding. They're adding Oregon and Washington, USC, UCLA, all those teams coming in. Well, Ohio State doesn't play too many of them. They do have to travel to Oregon. That's going to be a very difficult game. They do have to travel to Penn State, but they do get to host Michigan. If they can go 2-1 in those games, they're probably going to win everything else. That's an 11-1 regular season, probably good enough to go to the Big Ten championship. And even if they don't make the Big Ten championship for some reason, again, the 12-team playoff will see them in. Ohio State would have made a 12-team playoff this last year, right? They would have gone in this last year had it been in place in 2023. I believe they're definitely going to make it now. This is the opportunity for Ohio State. You know, the standard is to make the playoff, to win national championships, something that Ryan Day has been unable to do. 3 playoff appearances in 5 years isn't bad, but has only made the national championship once where they got blown out against Alabama. The time is now if you're Ohio State. And I think they recognize that. And that's why they went all out with the NIL money. That's why they went all out with this recruiting, all out in the transfer portal. Ohio State is loaded from top to bottom on both sides of the ball. The schedule is shaping up. The playoff is shaping up. Everything is in line for Ohio State to go on and go win the national championship. We're not saying that's going to happen right now. We're not predicting that right now. We'll get to that later on in the summer when we do all of our preseason predictions. But the time is now for Ohio State to go on and capture their first national title since 2014. It could not be set up any more perfect. And right now, dare I say, I think they are the team to beat in 2024. But leave your thoughts and comments below as we get ready for the season that will be here before we know it. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including our website, thegridironexpert.com. Tons of exclusive content over there that you do not want to miss. Go become a member of our GE Nation so you can take advantage of non-stop college football content year-round, guys. A season never ending here at our channel. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.